Happy Friday, Mayor Dan Pope. Hope you've had a great week. The focus of today's video is looking back at 18 and some of our accomplishments for this year. But first, a couple of reminders. One, we will not do a video next week. So we're going to give you a break on Christmas week. We'll come back on January the 4th, the first Friday in January, with a video that looks forward to 2019, but don't look for anything from us next week. Second, on January the 8th, Tuesday, January the 8th, the Lubbock Apartment Association sponsors the annual State of the City address, and it's where they allow the mayor to give everybody an update as to what's going on and what's in our future. It's a great event. Tickets are still available from the Lubbock Apartment Association, so you might want to check into those tickets. If you miss it that day for whatever reason, you will be able to follow it. We'll have it on video, both on my website as well as the city website. Okay, accomplishments for 2019. So 4 or 5 big things. Fiscal discipline, the money. This is something that's been important since the day I announced to run for mayor over 3 years ago. Debt reduction is a big part of that. This last year, we paid down over $79 million in water and wastewater debt. We also paid down nearly $28 million in stormwater debt. We made wholesale changes to the city health insurance plan, which is going to allow us to save between $4 and $5 million in 2018. 73 of the 76 vehicles that are in this year's budget are being paid for with cash. Those are just a few examples of the progress that we're making. There is work to be done. Second, public safety. We funded the very first part of the public safety initiative that we approved last December. Remember that that's going to support neighborhood policing, and there'll be much more of that going on in 2019. In the Lubbock Fire and Rescue world, we received an ISO 1 rating. That's the highest rating a community can receive, a city can receive, when it comes to ranking our fire safety. That means that we will start to see a break on our home insurance due to this rating. And so it's something that we've worked on for many, many years. Finally, under public safety, we opened our Emergency Operations Center in the spring. We kicked it into gear, I guess 10 days ago with the big snowstorm, but I'm very pleased with the work out there from our emergency management guys. Third big accomplishment, I think, is communications. We've worked on communicating better. It's something that I promised from the very beginning. Our new website went up mid-year. We have twice the traffic on that website that we had on the previous website. We're getting lots of very good feedback. I trust that you're using it. It's much easier to navigate. I think it puts us in a very good light, a very good foot forward. Our social channels, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the use of that continues to grow, not only city in general, but all our departments are using it. And once again, we're more than twice where we were from a viewership and a standpoint or users 18 months ago. Finally, a couple other things on communication. The idea is about transparency. That's where the council is. That's where I believe in. It's what the city manager believes in. We need to be open. It's the people's business. And that's our attitude. I hope you see that in what we do. It's one of the reasons we do these weekly videos. I think a good example of our communication was during that snowstorm that I mentioned a minute ago. Our public information folks, whether it be from the city, LP&L, Lubbock Fire and Rescue, LPD, they did a great job, both communicating through our website, our social channels, but also working with the traditional media. And I think we all felt updated as to what was going on. Finally, fourth accomplishment, and a really big one. In fact, just this week, our council approved the 2040 plan, our comprehensive plan. It's been a 19-month effort. It's been citizen-led. It's had many public hearings, many public meetings. That plan it's an umbrella plan, and it will guide our efforts going forward for the next decade or more. It's things like quality of life, neighborhoods, transportation, infrastructure, economic development, and maybe most importantly, then it's prioritized for us with some implementation suggestions, and we'll go to work on that right away. In fact, we spent time in our work session at our council meeting this week talking about how we start implementing the 2040 plan. So a quick look back at 2018. There was much, much more, but I think those are the highlights. I'm thankful for all of you. I appreciate your prayers and your great ideas. I had a good idea just this morning via text. I hope that you have a very, very Merry Christmas, a safe Christmas, get some rest, and we'll talk to you next year.